All right. Last 3 minutes of the game running down here. Indiana has the ball, basically running the clock out. Maybe Washington can get it back, maybe not. Doesn't really matter. This one is over. And I got some I got a variety of thoughts on that one, right? That one's a little bit tough to really nail down exactly how to feel because you did keep it competitive. The game was not out of reach until really about 7 minutes to go, 6 minutes to go or so. And there were some positive developments for sure. You definitely looked better than you did against Iowa. You looked more competitive, but you're still down two scores. The game is still over with 5, 6 minutes left in the fourth. So, how much are you really going to say that's worth? I mean, it does speak to how much this program has fallen over the last not even year, to where I'm sitting here at peace with a 2 touchdown loss to Indiana with their backup quarterback. But there were moments where this team could have broken and just gotten completely boat raced, and I felt like that didn't happen. Of course, at the same time, there were opportunities to actually win this game, and they made several very crucial, very key mistakes. So it's frustrating to know they let this opportunity get away. This would have been really a season. It would have been a win that turned your season around, I think. Going on the road into Indiana, this really, really good football team they have this year. I don't care who's playing quarterback. You win that game, suddenly you're not thinking about the struggles of this season so far. So I don't know. I don't know if I should be upset. I don't know if I should be content. I'm just kind of like just sitting here emotionless, and that's not a good place to be when it comes to football stuff. And QB keeper, so they're just gonna keep running the clock down. I don't think we're getting the ball back here. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys. I wish I had something more substantial to say right now, but this team, I don't think they're gonna empty back up the trucks here because at 4-4, they're a couple minutes away from being 4-4. You need two more wins to get into a bowl game, and those two wins are set up for you pretty well. So I don't think you can just say we throw away this season. No, you still want the bowl game. You still want the winning record. You still want the extra money. So I don't think we're going to back up the trucks at this point, but it's not something that I would hate to see. Because obviously the future is not Will Rogers. And look, Will Rogers made some really good throws. I'm not taking anything away from Will Rogers in terms of his accuracy in the short and intermediate parts of the field, but you can see the limitations here, man. And he blew what would have been a fourth down run. He had a chance to run for a first down on fourth down, but he cut back instead of just going forward, which was bizarre. Ruined the play. Maybe led to a 10-point swing in this game. Could have easily been a 10-point swing. And by the way, we might be talking about a very different game right now if that 10-point swing doesn't happen. We'd at least be in it. So I don't know if we need to be seeing Will Rogers anymore. I know that's going to be the big conversation this week. Again, I'm not saying Rogers is bad. I'm just saying that we got 4 games left, and if Demond Williams knows enough of the playbook, I do kind of want to go that direction because these skill players are not bad. You know, Denzel Boston's good receiver. Gabe Jackson's a fun player. Coleman's really good, and I thought Coleman played about as good as he could today. Tried to put the team on his back, but they just they just weren't quite able to consistently piece it together. And because of that, it's really hard for me to put much of anything on the defense in this game. I thought the defense hung tough. I mean, when the offense is not setting you up like that, when they're failing on fourth down, when they're having negative plays that kill drives, when those things are happening, hard for me to be too critical of the defense. I think they wore out at the end there. You could see those last couple drives. Indiana would just run on them. Indiana would just pound the ball on them, and there was nothing they could really do to stop it. I think they got tired. It was a respectable game by the defense until they got to that point. So how upset can I be about that? But you're still here getting beat by a backup quarterback. So there's only so much I'm going to be able to take away from that in the positive. Jedd Fisch, not working with the highest level of talent. Excuse me. First coffee starting to wear off. But I don't know. I mean, there weren't a lot of penalties in this game on the Huskies. It's not like they buried themselves with penalties. So that was a good sign because that's something that we have seen this season. I think they're just playing a better team this game. I'm not mad at Jedd Fisch right now. I'm still not necessarily buying what he's selling. I'm not totally a believer in him. I have questions, but I'm not going to hold this against him. Our offense just doesn't have the margin for error. There was a 3rd and 18 in this game, and this team just has no idea what to do on 3rd and 18. Last year, the Huskies, they may not pick it up, but they at least had the offense. They had the quarterback, and they had the receivers. They had the offensive line to potentially pick it up. They had a chance. They would have gone for it. This team can't even really go for it. They just kind of have to run a normal play and see what happens. So here we are, 4-4. Obviously, higher aspirations for the season are well done, but we never had them anyway, so I'm not too upset right now. There have been moments in this season where I've been upset. They had no business losing to Rutgers, no business losing to Washington State, but you can, I think, pretty clearly see that this team, they do have business losing to a team like Indiana and Iowa, right? They're just not as good as those teams. They're not as good as the best teams, and it is what it is. First down, so I think at this point they're just going to need the clock out. I hope everybody had fun on the stream today. I know it was kind of a shorter than typical stream because I started 15 minutes late, and I was not super invested and not super hyped on anything the whole game. And they just kind of went about a business-like, respectable, but nevertheless decisive loss to a team that is just light years ahead. So, I don't know what else to say. They're needing the clock out. Hard to think about too much of anything else in college football right now because it's not like you're going to get ranked at this point. Your days of being even considered for ranking is over. You're not playing for any kind of like a conference championship. Even if the conference was terrible and you were still in the Pac-12, you wouldn't be there. So what is there to really get invested in other than just the chase to make a bowl game? And to me, the bowl game comes down to USC. You beat USC, you get in. You don't beat USC, then you don't. That's the game that I'm kind of hanging on pins and needles on right now. To me, the other games are just filler. Penn State is going to destroy us. I'm pretty sure we play Oregon. They're going to destroy us. Just kind of trying to run the string out on this season, I guess. I wish I had something else to say, but I don't. It's just a mediocre team with very little, if any, NFL caliber talent, and they're not in the same class. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end the video there. I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for coming out to the stream if you did. Thanks for watching this video if you did, and just got to run out the clock for the rest of the season. Just get that USC game.